All right, mic check, mic check. One of the Masters podcast host, main of course. Across from me, I got a special guest, my boy Jeron in the building. What's good, man?
What's going on?
What you been up to, man?
Just working, man. Trying to build
I
a
see
brand.
you came straight from work, smelling like grass. Nigga, allergies flaring up now.
Yeah.
I'm be sneezing on podcast.
Yeah.
Got the grass on the hat. I like that. That's what's up,
Yeah,
though. You got
man.
some in your bed too, right there.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Nah, I don't fuck with you. But with that coronavirus right now, it ain't stopping nothing. Like,
Nah, it ain't really stopping nothing. Business still doing good.
I figured that because people still come to my job buying mad mulch and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So that's all the people care about right now. I would assume that athlete business should be doing better right now than normal because people just home.
Yeah, it really is though.
But that ain't affecting y'all. Like people probably want to do it themselves instead of getting like a service out there.
I mean, we had one client that did that, but she just called and said she wants us to come every week now because she can't keep up with it.
Oh, word. Yeah, that good.
Yeah, try to be.
Try to be.
Yeah.
You had a name change. We get into in a second. Has that affected the business at all?
To be honest with you, it really enhanced it. Like, we got more clients after we changed the name.
Why you think that is? What you think? What you think about the name now versus the name then? Like, why you think you get more clients now?
Cause it mean more.
What was the
Definitely
meaning
more.
before?
I mean, really, me and Kawhi came up with it. Like Garden City. Garden City is the nickname of Augusta. It's like Garden City Landscaping. But then we changed it to Bree's Lawn and Landscaping. And seeing like people just draw to it more. Like they wanted to support it more. I make a post about it every week saying why did we change the name and what it's dedicated to. Like it's definitely like I want it to be known, like doing around the CSR, like why we changed the name and why it's so important to us and why we put so much time and effort into our craft every day.
So what's the name of it now?
Bree's Lawn and Landscaping.
All right, and that's that's patent after Jabri.
Yeah, Jabri Dominguez.
Man, that was technically speaking, that was like your best friend. As far as what I knew, y'all was real close. So
Yeah, one of my best friends.
Okay.
I mean, it was really dedicated to really like stop the gun violence around the CSRA. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my best friends. And it's just getting old, you know what I'm saying? So it's really to motivate people like you can do something else instead of pick up a gun. Like you can actually get a job or start your own business or go to work with your friend or go work with your family. Like just to keep doing something positive instead of, because it's easy to get in trouble, you know what I'm saying, as you can see. So that was the really main cause. The passing of Jabri was like a really serious event, you know what I'm saying? So when I changed the name, like people gravitated to it, like they seen the positivity that came with the name change. Like it's a dedication to him, not only to him, but like I was saying, like you can always do something different. You know what I'm saying? What we trying to bring to the community, like what we trying to do, basically, like is to change around all young black men, like that you don't have to do that. Like you can actually get out and get a job or start something different. Like you can sell clothes, you can cut hair, you can do tattoos, you can do anything instead of picking up a gun and being in the street, because all it takes is one time and your life will be gone.
what do you think is causing that much of gun violence?
People not getting money. People having too much time on their hand. Like me, for a prime example, I don't have no time to really do nothing else but work. You know what I'm saying? Like try to provide for my family. Like basically like get money. Basically. So if you busy getting money or busy working on perfecting your craft, you're not gonna be worried about what the next person doing or worry about really nothing else. Honestly, I mean we really try, what the goal is to hire like at the end have like 20 to 25 black males. You know what I'm saying? If you give them a job Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, and they occupied through the day, the time, they don't have time to do other stuff that's contributed to nonsense. I mean, you can't watch a person 24/7, but if you can keep them busy enough so they won't have to do stuff they don't have no business doing, it'll attract their mind to be focused on one thing.
If you wanted anybody to take anything from just a situation that you've seen, whether it's dealing with him or just gun violence in general, what message you feel like you take away from some of the things you might have seen or been around or encountered?
Always be a stand-up person and mind your business.
That's good advice.
For real, like that's probably the best advice I got. Like a lot of situations come because we don't mind our own business. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stay in our own circle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if a person is minding their business and focus on what they got going on, you won't even have to interact, or it won't even be a conflict with another person if you focus on what you got going on. So if you focus on going to work and taking care of your family, you won't be worried about what the next person doing. So your thought process won't even get that far to say something, to comment on something, or get into another person's business.
Even you put yourself in them shoes, like now, say somebody like you, like you doing now, came to you when you was younger and said, hey, we gonna do X, Y, Z, this, that, and third, this lawn care business, I'm gonna do this, we can get money in pocket. But what if that is not like enough for you at the moment? Like what if you can get more just doing something quicker or something that we consider stupid, I guess, stupid choice, or but in the community that we from, it's easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you how you try to talk them out of doing that versus, because the lawn care business, I think it's good, but some people might be slow money depending on what you're doing before that. You know what I'm saying? If you making 900 on the street, you might not want to make 500.
I mean,
doing harder work, technically speaking.
Well, I seen this interview, right? I seen this Kevin Gates interview, and they say, why accept failure when success is free? You know what I'm saying? Or you got another saying when he say, one bad decision can change your life. So even in the end, when you really think about it, you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Whatever decision you making, like, is it really worth your freedom? Is it really worth your life? You know what I'm saying? If you think it's really worth your life, you know what I'm saying? In the end, you just have to deal with the consequences. But in life, it's always better to take the I ain't gonna say the easy route out, but the route that make most sense.
And that's kind of what I'm asking too. And I'm only asking this because I know, like, from the community that we from, we face this a lot. So my only question is, like, how often do we really think of that though? Like, do we really think before making every decision? Do we think, okay, I'm gonna get this much time if I do this? Because when you do stuff, you're not thinking about getting caught anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
That's not the mindset. The mindset is to not get caught. So even though I get what you're saying, I guess you speak from a mature point of view. Like, you already mature now. You know the pros and the cons of all that stuff.
Everybody. Well, I can use me for an example. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody I grew up with is either two dead, the majority of them is in jail. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple friends that's out, but it's well known. Like, if you don't make the right decision, like, it's everywhere around you. If you don't make the right decision, it will go to it will result in failure. So you don't have to just look at me. You can look at people around me. You can look at the lives I'm trying to change. Like, and if you don't want to look at me, you will eventually reap the consequences of.
Let me ask you this: Is it harder to promote that change, or just ignore it? Like, because you could ignore it and just still be in the streets, and you like, if I get caught, I get caught. You might not ever get caught. Who knows? It might take 10 years for you to get caught. But is it easier to go that route, or is it harder to, like, try to push that change?
Nah, I mean, well, not for me. I mean, because whatever I feel, the type of person I am, if I set my mind, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I can't be worried about what's else going on, because what might happen to me might not happen for the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the next person might not get caught 25 years. They might not never get caught. I might get caught soon as I walk out the door.
But and like I said, I remember last time we spoke about it, and we didn't go into depth, and I don't expect to do it right now either. But I know last time we was talking about, I think one of the videos that Ashley did the most was, like, we were talking about chasing a dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, what would you tell yourself today, that younger version of you that was like that, like chasing a dollar? Because that person, they might do the lawn business, but then when they leave the lawn, but they might go in the streets too, because they might want more money. It might not be good for the time being, but it's like, I want to do this too though.
I mean, I think about why accept failure when success is free. That's really what I be on. Like, why would I even put myself in that situation if I know I can be successful this way, and don't have to worry about none of the consequences, none of the temptation, none of the paranoid, none of that. I can just do this and be happily fine. Like, I won't be tensed up when I ride past the police. I won't be scared when I go to the next person's house. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole different mindset. It's a different way of living. So that's the way that's the route I try to go. Then with me having a daughter, like, I'm gonna be there to raise my daughter. Like, that's really my main focus, like, to take care of my family. So if I take the wrong route, I'm jeopardizing my family, and that's something I don't never want to do.
Right.
Especially not, like, having a newborn daughter. I never want to jeopardize my daughter's life or be missing her.
Do you think that all happened for you at once? Like, was it your daughter, and then like everything that changed around you, with people dying and people going to jail, all that stuff? Like,
Oh
did you
yeah.
just sit back and look at it at one time, like, all right, damn, shit getting real, or how was that process for you to even get that way of thinking?
I mean, when I had my daughter, it was a total like change, like, cause I'd have been absent of a parent before of a certain period of time. I'd never want my daughter to go through that. Cause that's what I really keep my main focus on is like my daughter, like I say, my family, like that's the number one priority. If I'm jeopardizing my family, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You see what I'm saying? And that's something I'm not gonna do. I'm not trying to jeopardize my family to struggle or go through any kind of mishaps if I can prevent that.
But I feel like somebody like you got the right tools to do so, because you finished school, you finished college, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
finished college, you got your degree and all that stuff, you know. You got that famous picture, you sitting on the bench with that hat on, you know what I'm saying, looking clean, looking young. You look older right now, but you know, looking young for a little while. Yeah, Jeron look older than me right now. When you get that beard, Jeron be looking a little old, man. But as far as with that, if I'm not mistaken, he had a daughter too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all was around the same age, or
Yeah, like 2 months apart.
2 months apart, yeah. So like, what you think of, like, what's your thought process on that? As far as like, that was one thing that scared me, like having a daughter, but not being here to raise her, cause you kind of leave them to the streets at that point. Like, you get the mom, the parent, whatever, but you leave them to whatever you think is gonna help hold your daughter down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And you can be wrong sometimes, because you know, like I said, a lot of people loyalty is like out of sight, out of mind. So you might have a guy that you cool with, and when it's time to ride, they ready to ride, 'cause that's the type of person he is. He just ready to ride. He don't care. But you might have a guy like, when you in jail, he ain't writing you, because if you're not around, if he ain't seen you, he don't care. He don't have it's not that kind of loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, me personally, I'm gonna make sure that his daughter know of him, and know he was a good person. But speak for as my daughter, like, I mean, my daughter I'm gonna teach my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show her the right way to go. Like, I'm not gonna play with my daughter at all. Period. At all. You know what I'm saying? But even with his daughter and my daughter, like, being the same age, growing up around the same era and stuff, like, I'm gonna teach both of them the same morals he would have taught her. I'm gonna teach her how a man supposed to treat her, or how she supposed to do in school, or just self-respect, all kind of stuff. Like, 'cause I look at her not as my daughter, but like as family also.
Right.
Like I say, me and him was like family. So everything I do for my daughter, given the opportunity, I'm gonna do for his daughter as well. Like, she's definitely gonna know, like, my daddy was a good person, and he had good people around him that I see now that care about me and cared about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make sure that all that is fully presented to both of them, even to my daughter too. I'm gonna make sure my daughter understand the loss of, I can really say her uncle, because that was like my brother, like my little brother. So I'm gonna make sure that both of them both have the same morals and respect, and both know the respect of me and the late, you know what I'm saying, Jabita Ming.
That's kind of lost or something sometimes. You know, like, people, they'll keep your name alive, but they're not really doing nothing for what's going to really keep your name alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think keeping his name alive would best be taking care of his daughter. You know,
Yeah.
you know, whatever you can do. So I think that's the best thing. I just think people sometimes they get lost in it. They think that you make a Facebook status, you wear a shirt, you good to go. Like, that's it.
Nah, it
It's
wasn't
like
deeper than that. That was really why the name, to go back to why the name was changed. Like, I want her to really understand the concept of, like, your father will still live. He won't be here physically, but he would still, like, live through me and live through you, like, and live through everybody else around, like, that's supporting us and everything. Like, 'cause I got a lot of big plans for like, not only the business, but for her too. Like, I want it to be like a real way of life.
Right.
Like I say, for her.
And like I said, I respected that. Even when you did it, like, I was like surprised that you even like was able to come back as quick as as soon as you did, with the whole process of the business and stuff. I was worried at first, like, damn, he might not do it now, because I could tell. I know that's a depression thing. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation. And then, like I said, even people that I knew him a little bit, if they was hurt, I could just imagine how you felt, because you was closer to him than them. You know what I'm saying? It was just a sad day. It was just sad all around, honestly. So it's just a bad situation. But I do want to get into something that, because you said you got 2 stories. I know you got Brie, but then you also have your friend that you gonna put on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to get into that real quick.